Government shutdown. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. We have a great live for tonight. We will be talking and discussing the government shutdown. Yes, the government shutdown. Oh gosh, we're talking about 42, 42 days for the government shutdown. Did you think it would last that long? Oops, computer. Did you all think that the government shutdown will last 40 plus days? That is a long time, right? Whew. But it is finally over. The shutdown is finally over. So that's a great thing. People can get back to work. People can get their SNAP benefits and whatever else that caused payments not to be sent out. That is an amazing thing that the government is has been voted to be reopened. It's been a long 40 plus days that people they've been going to work but not getting paid, but they will receive back pay. Now, if I was a government worker and I had to report to work, I would go because if I've been there a long time, I want to keep my seniority in my job. But guess what? They would get zero work out of me because you ain't paying me. But I would show up. I would definitely show up. But the government shutdown is over. They have voted. Congress have voted on it. A few Democrats did end up voting with the Republicans. So some Democrats did vote with the Republicans in the Congress. But it's over. People will get back to work. People will receive their back pay. Now, they didn't say how long it'll take for them to receive their back pay. But I think my friend told me they're supposed to get paid Friday. They're supposed to get paid on Friday. So I don't know if they're going to get paid on Friday. I don't know because they just ended. So, but the shutdown is just like, I cannot believe that it lasted 42 days. 42 days that the government shutdown lasted that long. Hey, Ty, lasted 42 days of people still having to go to work. And it's like, what? Are you serious? So, yeah, but welcome, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you. Appreciate you all coming in. Thank you. Hey, Mooka. Haven't seen you in a long time. But yeah, what do you think about the government shutdown? I, I tell you one thing, the government shutdown caused a lot of people to get behind on their bills. It caused a lot of people to get behind on their bills, and you wish it would have lasted longer. Yeah. Now that's the downside. That's the downside because I'm good, Mooka. I'm good. Glad you're here. That's the downside to me, because that's what the whole reason that the Democrats said that about the Affordable Care Act, and Mike Johnson, the leader over there in the House, he already said what, Monday or Tuesday, every day he said they not even gonna take that up. They're not even gonna vote on that in the House. So the Democrats, they just the 7 Democrats and the 1 independent, yeah, they co-workers is pissed with them. They're pissed with them because they're like, why you think that we said no all these 40 plus days, and then y'all to go and say, oh yeah, on a promise, on a promise. So they said, yeah, on a promise that everybody know that the Republicans do not hold they don't keep their word, because they've demonstrated that they don't keep their word. But I'm glad the shutdown is finished. Um, I'm glad that it's over as well, because people are suffering. People are suffering that as a result of the government shutdown that works for the government. Because think about it. My friend said that it was going to be, this would be two and a half paychecks that they have not received. That's a lot. So think about if you had a job but you weren't getting paid because HR done messed up the pay, and you don't know when you're gonna get your money. You'll be hurting too. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? And people live check to check. That's what I don't think people understand. People do not. Hey, Jessica. People live check to check, and even though they're government workers, a lot of them are check to check. A lot of people are check to check, and like they said, if you miss one paycheck, you could be homeless. It's true. You miss one paycheck, you could be homeless. And these people are missing two and a half paychecks. Yeah, they'll get it back, but how long is it gonna take for them to get their money? And a lot of the people, they were saying that they don't have the money to even pay their rent. They can't even pay their rent because they haven't got paid. So the main thing people were saying was, well, why they don't have money saved? Why they don't have money saved? The average American don't have no money saved. Studies have shown that the average Americans cannot even cover a $400 expense, unexpected expense. $400. The average American cannot cover $400. So just because you work for the government or work for wherever you work in corporate America, that don't mean that you make a whole lot of money. Now, granted, some might be whatever with their money, but for the most part, people ain't making all that money that y'all think. Yep, most people, I would bet to say probably the vast majority of people live paycheck to paycheck. The vast majority, paycheck to paycheck. And we're talking, because I know when I'm working, and picking up passengers doing Uber, and having conversation with my passengers, and we get to talking about, we get to talk about, finances and all that type of stuff. And these are people, they car break, they can't even get it fixed. One passenger, his car broke over a year ago, and he can't get it fixed. And I'm thinking, over a year ago, and your car still broke? That's what I was dropping him off at work, and I'm just like, wow. And it's a husband and a wife, and I'm like, wow. And it's just, yeah. So people are check to check, check to check. So imagine you still having to show up to work and not get paid. Hey, Quinn, you still having to show up to work and not get paid. I hope that don't never happen to me, and I still got to go to work. I'm going to go to work. But I promise you, however long they don't pay me, I'm just going to show up for work. And if they say, well, why you not working? Why you ain't paid me? Why you ain't paid me? I need to get paid. So, thank you. So, yeah, I remember one time at Wells Fargo. No, that wasn't Wells Fargo. That was Barclays that I worked, the bank. And we had did a lot of overtime, because during that time, it was around the 2008 mark, when the housing, because I worked in mortgages, when the housing was, housing bust and everything. And they messed our money up. They did not pay us for all the overtime They didn't pay us. They paid us for some overtime, but they didn't pay us for all the overtime, baby. When I tell you, they corrected it real quick, real quick. Don't mess with my money, baby. Don't mess with my money, especially when I don't work for it. Yeah, well, Mike Johnson already said when the government didn't keep, uh, when the government didn't keep their word. We're talking about the Republicans. Yeah, you know the Republicans do not keep their word, Maxine. And but yeah, so the they have voted. The government is going to be reopened, and President Trump is scheduled to the sign the document. So by in the next couple of hours, they say. So by tomorrow, the government be back open. People will be getting their food stamps. I'm glad they gonna get their food stamps because they need all their food stamps, not just some of their food stamps. So what y'all think about that? What y'all think about when President Trump he he didn't want the people to get the food stamps, and he went and when two judges said that no, you gotta pay them the amount that they're supposed to get, and President Trump did not want to do that. So what y'all think about the food stamp situation? Do y'all think that the people should do y'all think people should be receiving food stamps? That's the question, and then we'll go from there. Well, hopefully they get that. Well, immediately they need. Well, immediately would be tomorrow. That would be immediately because they need their money. That's the Well, they were trying not to pay them though. They were trying not to pay the government workers because they were saying something about they wasn't gonna be paid their back time, and then when the Democrats, when they agreed with the Republicans to that, they put that as a stipulation that they get their back pay. But before, they didn't want to pay them. They did not want to pay the government workers their back pay, and until they added that to the agreement. So no, they wouldn't have got paid if they wouldn't have added to the agreement. Although it's law, So yeah. So what do y'all think about the food stamps? Do y'all think that people should? Do y'all think people should get food stamps, or do y'all think they should do away with food stamps? What do y'all think about that? You didn't agree with me either. I didn't agree with that either because it's senior citizens, it's disabled people, it's kids on food stamps, and it's like what my thing was. People are so angry with people that get food stamps, and I'm just like, why? Why? Somebody get a job. They do have jobs. They don't make enough. They do have jobs. Because the thing about it, if you go down to the food stamp office and you apply for food stamps, um, and you qualify for it, they qualify for the food stamps. That's why they get the food stamps. So the now that this is the shutdown is over, so they'll get their full benefits, benefits. Well, I'm gonna show up for work, but I'm not gonna do no work. I ain't gonna do no work. I'm not. I wouldn't do no work. I'm telling you the truth. The commitment is to that you don't tell them that they're not gonna get paid. You try to prevent them from getting paid. That's what the Republicans was trying to do. Prevent the workers from being paid. That's why they had to put that in the agreement. The Democrats did, that they would get their back pay. That they would receive their back pay. So I don't care nothing about no commitment to no country. Well, the country ain't committed to the people. You want to keep my money. You don't want to pay me, and I done came to work. So no. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't have to. I know. It's plenty of examples. It's plenty of examples. It's plenty of Maxine. Choose one. It's a whole lot of them. Choose one. They never keep their word. For one, uh, the Senate agreed that they would take up sometime in December the Affordable Care Act, Affordable Care, and then Mike Johnson over there in the House, he said they ain't gonna do nothing. They not gonna take up nothing about the Affordable Care. So somebody lied. Somebody is lying. Would you not agree? Would you not agree somebody lying? I think the food stamp system is flawed, very flawed. Also, yes, I agree with you, Muka, that it does need to be revamped because it's been the same way for so long, and many people have taken advantage of it. But it's more people that's doing right by the system, I believe, than doing wrong. Because you're gonna have wrong in everything. People gonna take advantage in everything, but it's not a lot of people. It's only a small portion of people that actually try to take advantage of the system. It's not a lot of people. It's not a lot of people at all. What do y'all think about the grocery prices? Where they keep rising, they keep going higher and higher. President Trump, he asked his attorney to ask the judge he already knew what he was supposed to do. The judge said give the money. It was already allocated. You have to give it. Two judges said that. So what was the clarification? There was no clarification needed. Trump was just trying to get around from giving these people what was already allotted to them. Grocery prices are out of control, and the sad part, you don't even get your money. I went last night to a Food Line. I spent right at $40. I had what did I get? I think I got two apples. I got a few things, but it wasn't $40 worth. It wasn't $40 worth at all. If you ask me, it wasn't worth $40. Now you know that this is only temporary. This deal that they've come up with is only good until January 31st. So more than likely, we're gonna be back in this situation January 31st. Because if they don't take up a vote in December, like the Republicans agreed upon, come December of January, they're gonna be right back in the same situation, because then the Democrats gonna see, which they already know, that the Republicans don't always keep their word. So this is just a temporary fix, because they're gonna be like, you didn't keep your word last time. We didn't even vote on it because you came up with, whatever you might have came up with. So, no, we can't trust you. And they know that they can't trust the Republicans because they went back on their word in previous times, different things, whatever it might have been. The Democrats even said that themselves, and that's why the other Democrats were mad. Um, yep. That's why the Democrats were mad because they know that the Republicans they'll renege on the agreement. That's why the other Democrats was mad at the people that agreed upon the 7 Democrats and the 1 independent when they agreed upon to side with the Republicans because the Democrats like y'all know that they don't tell the truth. You know that they are straight bona fide liars, and y'all gonna strike a deal. And the Democrats in the House are very upset with the people, the ones that did go ahead and agree with to sign to go ahead and side with the Republicans. So yeah, so we're gonna be right back here. So they could buy healthy, nutritious food. That's not what it's for. The food stamp program is for them to buy food, period. Whether it's healthy or not. That's what it's for, to buy food. The food that they choose to buy. It's not saying that, healthy. I guess that's what you're saying, Maxine, as far as it being healthy. The food stamps is for you to buy food. Yeah, it's for you to buy food. It's not specified. Oh, only buy healthy food or healthy food. It's to buy food. It's to buy food, Maxine. What are you talking about? Healthy? Where's it written that it's just for healthy food? Where's that written at? Show me so I can pull it up. I got the computer right here. That is just for healthy food. Okay, but not allowing junk food. Okay, some junk food, but I'm define healthy foods, Maxine. What you're referring to? Like define what you're referring to, because I'm a little confused on when you say something about healthy food. You mean like no snacks? Is that what you're referring to? But you know what I was thinking though? I was thinking about like if it comes to where people that get food stamps not able to buy like junk food like sugar, cookies, chips, whatever defined under did y'all know that certain food. Oh, okay, okay. Do y'all know certain foods, certain candies, certain foods, drinks, candy, whatever, all of it is not defined as candy. Some of it is actually defined as food. I think it goes by like the sugar content in certain products will determine if it's food, if it falls under the food category, or if it falls under the candy category. I was like, really? This girl had got in my car. I had picked her up the other day, and she was saying that the state has determined which one is considered food, which one is considered uh, would be considered as candy. And I was like, really? Wow, okay. But yep, so the House has voted. People will be able to go back to work. People will be able, more than them going back to work, they'll be able to get paid. Because a lot of people ain't even paid their rent for this month because they say they didn't have the money to pay. They didn't have the money to pay. And, excuse me, y'all. So it says Trump must now sign the funding package to officially reopen the government. It will take time for things to get back to normal. So, being that, to me, it sounds like it's going to be a while before they get their check. It sounds like it's going to be a while before they get their check. So, what do y'all think about the, yeah, I know what SNAP stand for. Okay. Yeah, I know what it stands for, Maxine. But when people get they benefits, they food stamps on their card, they buy whatever they want to though. They buy whatever they want to, whether it's healthy or not. You know, that's their choice. They purchase whatever they want until they change what they can buy as far as the sweets are concerned. But you know what I think will happen in that case? Because think about this. If the people that receive food stamps, if they change to where they can't buy sweets and soda and all that stuff anymore and potato chips, you know what the grocery store gonna do? The grocery store just gonna change the code to where they'll be able to still purchase those things because they'll change the code to where it falls under food and not under snacks or however it is. So yeah. Yep. So that's all that's gonna happen. Cause think about the amount of money that retailers would lose if the people not able to buy snacks and soda with their food stamps. That would be. Do you really think the retailers would let all that money go? No, all they'll do is just go in the system and change the code to where not potato chips ringing up as food. Just say they baked chips. They baked chips. You know they got the baked chips, the healthy chips. Guess what? They'll just go in there and reprogram it, change the code so when it scans under food instead of under snacks. That's all they're gonna do. That's all they're gonna do. There is no way they're gonna let all that money go. Don't even think they will. Don't even think they're gonna let all that money go. Nope. Because if they could program the system right now to where certain snacks are considered food, well, you think they'll let all the potato chips they sell, all the cookies, all the sweet drinks, and all of that stuff? You think they'll let that go? No. No. If you believe that, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what to say if you believe that, because they're not gonna let that happen. That's too much money. Trust me, that's too much money. They have a way to get around it. The retailers do. You think Walmart gonna let all that EBT money go like that? No, no way. No way. They're not gonna let that happen. But what do y'all think about the Epstein files to where the lady was sworn in today? Finally, Mike Johnson finally swore her in today. And so she made the 218th Congress Democratic congressperson to sign off to on the Epstein case, to where they have to open the files or show the files or something. What y'all think about the Epstein files? Should they open them or should they just leave them alone at this point? Or do y'all want to know what's in the files as well? Which you already know the president is up in there from what they said, allegedly. Allegedly, he already in there. So I don't know. I don't know. You want to know what's in them? I don't know. It might not be a good thing to know what's in them, because some people might get taken out back there in the backyard somewhere. They might get, because sometimes people don't want stuff out. And people be, so. You said what was the actual purpose of the initiative was? What initiative? What initiative, Maxine? But I'm just glad the shutdown is over. I'm glad the shutdown is over, because with the holidays coming, put him in jail. Well, he already got all those felonies and he not in jail, and he the president of the United States. So it don't matter. You know what I was thinking today? It don't matter what's in the files, because ain't nobody gonna go to jail. Ain't nobody gonna go to jail. So it don't even matter what's in there. Oh, they said that one of the ladies that allegedly that was involved with that, they say that she took her own life. I don't remember what her name was, but she's like 40 something years old or something like that. And she said that she took her own life the other day. I was like, what? One of those girls that was part of Epstein stuff, all that stuff that happened. Yeah, she took her life, and I was like, what? Golly, that's sad. But yeah, it don't matter who in the files. They can open the file right now, and it could be a whole list of them. It won't matter, because there's nothing gonna happen. Nothing gonna happen. So they can go ahead. I don't know why Mike Johnson didn't want to swear that lady in, because they needed 218 people votes on the Democrat side. So she been waiting about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and he finally swore her in today. And she quickly signed her name on the petition or whatever it is for them files to be, released, looked at, or whatever the case might be. But it don't matter who name in there. It don't matter at all, because they gonna still have their job. They gonna still be, they gonna all still be together. Now you might be shocked at some of the names that's in there, but ain't nothing gonna happen to them. Ain't nothing gonna happen to them. So they'll be okay. They'll be okay. But with the government shutdown, it's unfortunate that 40 plus days life have been in limbo. Their life has been in limbo, because initially, and it really make you think, like, was that really the real issue? Why the government shut down, talking about the affordable care, when in the end, 8 of y'all sided? So was that really the reason? What was the true reason that for 40 plus days the government was shut down? Because it's making me think that it wasn't no health care. It had nothing to do with health care. That's what it's making me think. Because how you give up after 40 plus days on a promise? That's like saying Pinky promised me. Pinky promise. We know Pinky promises don't count. So that's what it means. It made me think that it was something completely different. Because if that's really what you all was standing for, the affordable care, and y'all didn't want to budge, how 8 people budge? How 8 people budge? It was something else. They just covered it up like it was the affordable care. It was something else. Had to be. Had to be. Okay, they gonna ban, and I guarantee you, when they ban it, they just gonna go in the system and recode it. Y'all, the grocery store is not gonna lose no money. Definitely not no food stamp money. They definitely they make millions and millions of dollars a day off of people spending buying food, grocery with food stamps. Millions of dollars a day. You think they gonna let that go out the door? Cause the state said that they can't buy sugary drinks and candy and chips and all that. There's no way. And if you think that they gonna go forward, I'm here to tell you they're not. They're not gonna go for it. Not at all. Their profit margin will be it'll be so much in the red. It'll be so much in the red. Maxine Google and put in Google if how much money do store on average do stores make? Let me do it. Do stores make from EBT on chips and cookies and stuff like that? I'm gonna look it up. They're not gonna let that money go. I can assure you. Let's see. Oops. Let's see if I put this in here right. Let's see what it say. It says grocery stores likely made billions. I said millions. I gave them millions. Billions of dollars in sales from junk food purchased with food stamps. Billions of dollars. So, do y'all think they're going to let billions of dollars go? Do y'all think that? They said billions of dollars, though the exact amount is hard to quantify. A 2016 USDA study indicated that roughly 23% of SNAP purchases were for junk food, suggesting that over 23 billion was spent on these items in a year, with a total SNAP sales exceeding $100 billion. This from the SNAP. It is estimated that about 27 billion in food stamps were spent on junk food in 2022. And a 2011 study found that sugary drinks also made up nearly 10% of SNAP purchase. Whew. That's a lot. Y'all heard me. Y'all heard those numbers, right? Grocery stores likely made billions of dollars in sales from junk food purchases with food stamps. Though the exact amount is hard to quantify, a 2016 USDA study indicated that roughly 23%. Now this was back in 2016. We talking about 9 years later. hold on. Indicated that roughly 23% of SNAP, excuse me, y'all, of SNAP purchases were for junk food, suggesting that over 23 billion was spent on these items in a year, with total SNAP sales exceeding $100 billion. Did y'all hear that? SNAP sales exceeding over $100 billion. We're talking about on junk food. Yeah. I'm like this. Why are you trying to dictate what people eat and drink? Why are you trying to dictate what they eat and drink? That why? But it's not. I'm telling you. Do you? So me. This is from 26. That was numbers from um. That was 20. It is estimated. So these numbers is back 2022. So it's 3 years later. So you know the numbers are even higher, right? Let me see. Wow. Okay, it says what percentage of grocery stores are what percentage of grocery sales are EBT? But it's a small number that's EBT, but in sales, but the number of EBT purchases for snacks and sugary drinks is woo. It says EBT through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program accounts for approximately 12% of total grocery sales in the U.S. That's not big at all. That 12% of total grocery sales in the U.S., that's not a large number at all. This percentage can be significantly higher for specific stores, particularly in low-income or rural areas where some retailers may have over 50% of their sales from SNAP benefits. So some places they say, depending on the area, 50% of their total sales could be from EBT. The government care about people. Hell, why they raising the healthcare costs if they care about people health? Hey, what's up? If they care about people health, why they raising the healthcare costs? Why did the government have to shut down for 40 plus days if they care about people health? And they still did not even do anything about the healthcare, the costs increasing. They allegedly gonna take a vote next month. Allegedly get around to it. Supposedly, I promise. So tell me, how is that? How is it that the government care about people health? They messing with Medicare. They messing with Medicaid. How they care about people health, Maxine? Can you please explain that part? How they care about the people health? Cause it's giving everything but care. It's giving everything but care. But they worried about people buying sugary drinks and cookies and ice cream and all that. They worried about that. Oh, okay. So that's what I see. Let me see if they updated. So let's see. Sorry, y'all. So Johnson says House will vote next week on push to compel DOJ to release all of his Epstein files. Now y'all already know the DOJ is not gonna release no files. Y'all already know that, right? They not gonna release them. They not. They're not gonna release them. It says what's inside the thousands of documents from Epstein estate released by the committee. They like thousands of documents, thousands. Which part of the new bill I have a problem with? No, I'm referencing what you said about they care about people's health or something like that. You said, and I said that if they care about people's health, why? What's the issue with them agreeing to the tax credits for the affordable care if they care about people's health? That's the point I was making. That's what I was talking about, Maxine. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Because they say that was the issue, right? They said the issue was the Affordable Care Act, meaning there were no the subsidies. I think they end the end of next month, if I'm not mistaken. And they were saying that was the reason for the shutdown because they wanted the Republicans to extend the current subsidies. Because if they don't extend the subsidies, the premiums are going to be sky high, and people are not going to be able to afford those. As a matter of fact, people are saying that their job insurance it has doubled what they pay out of their paycheck. One girl said she was paying $100 and some dollars just on herself. Her kids get Medicaid, so she was paying $100 some dollars just for her at her job. And she said since the whatever they did that new bill, that big beautiful bill, she said her insurance has doubled every 2 weeks to I think she said 300 and some dollars every 2 weeks. 300 and some one person said their insurance has increased to $800. $800 the insurance at work. So it's like, wow. How people gonna be able to afford it? They're not gonna be able to afford it. $800 or any change, especially if you already checked the check, it's not. You just a lot of people are not gonna have insurance. They're not going to be able to afford it. And that's what allegedly the Democrats were saying. That's why they shut down the bill. That's what I'm telling you. That's what they're saying because of this big, beautiful bill has skyrocketed people insurance. And people are like, there's no way I can afford to pay that. There's no way I can do that. And I understand. And probably $100 and some dollars was a lot for whomever. So yeah. So when we say, oh, they care about America, no, I would disagree. Because caring for America is doing your best to ensure that that we can at least afford health insurance to make sure that we're well. Wow, 166 and now it's 980. Oh my goodness, what's she gonna do? I mean, who can afford that? That's a lot of money for health insurance. And then they say that their copay is increasing. Also, the amount that you have to meet out of pocket expense, I think, said everything about the insurance is increasing. Everything. I don't know how people are gonna do all that. They're not. They're not. It's not possible. Really? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. That's what I'm saying. And people that's sick already, that have illnesses, are going through, whatever they're going through, treatment and stuff. How can they're not going to be able to do it? And that's why the Democrats were so headstrong on really. She can't give up her treatment. She got to keep going on that. That's why people. That's why the Democrats allegedly was like, no, we're not this, we're not that. We right. It's like they were saying that the Democrats that say that's why they did what they did with the shutdown. Now, what these other 8 people, they must don't care about their people. You can't say you care about your constituents when you know that they're telling you constantly about health care, and you vote with the people that is like, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna keep everything just like it is. And you gonna vote with them? Nah, you did that for yourself. You didn't think about your people that sent you to Washington. You didn't send, and from my understanding, the people that voted, with the exception of that one guy that suffers from depression, um, I think everybody else, I don't even think they're running again. I don't even think they're running again. And the one lady who actually signed, her daughter is running, planning on running. They say, baby, she could just stay home with her mama. She can stay home with her mama because she would not get elected. Blame it on her mama. I was like, dang, y'all. Wow, really? God, dog. Dang, just to pay for her treatments. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. That's what I'm saying. Stuff like this. And people are, those people should be ashamed of themselves, if you ask me. The 8 that sided, because if you were standing for health care, even if it was hurting other people, meaning they weren't getting paid, but guess what? Imagine all these people with this health care, how this is going to affect them, not being able to afford their treatments, not being able to go to the doctor because they don't have the money. Yeah, baby, they was mad with them 8 people, and I don't blame them. Well, Ohio, sometimes we just don't know. But then too, the way I look at things is like, people, when we make our decisions, I believe when we make our decisions based upon us. If it does not affect me, I'm not worried about you. That's how people make their majority of people make their decision. Oh, it don't affect me. I don't care. I don't care that it's gonna cause harm on you and other people. And that's what happened when people voted for President Trump. And he was saying he was gonna do all this, do all that, and people like, yeah, 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 that's right, that's right. But now it's like, oh, oh, he was including me. He was including my mama, my sister. He was including my neighbors, people at church, people at work. Oh, I thought he was talking about them people. I didn't know he was talking about people like me that voted for him, or people, whatever the case might be. But now, yeah, now it's a different story, because now people like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I voted for him, but I didn't vote for this. Well, when you voted for him, you voted for whatever he brought. That's just like whomever who voted for Kamala, she would have won whatever she brought. You voted for it. You voted for it. You know, and I think when he was saying about bringing down the grocery prices, uh, and all the other stuff he said, then talking about send the illegal people back and all that stuff, people bought into that because for whatever the reasons were that they, that they bought into it. And now it's like, oh, wait, but you said send them back. You gonna bring grocery prices down. You was gonna do this. You was gonna do that. You wasn't gonna cut my mama's Social Security, my grandmama's Social Security. You wasn't gonna and Medicare and Medicaid and this and this and this and this. And you said you were gonna do these things, but about them people, but not about me and mine. But oh yeah, everybody getting it. Everybody getting it. Everybody getting it. Yeah. So the people that voted for Trump and the people that thought he wasn't talking to y'all, he was talking to everybody. He was talking about he just was able to lead many people to believe he wasn't talking to you. But now you see he was talking to you. And now it's like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? He said he gonna lower the grocery. When he gonna lower them? Because they getting higher. It's like he knew that he didn't have the power to lower no grocery. And people fell for that. People fell for he was gonna lower the grocery bill. Yeah. But he promised a lot of things. But at the time when people voted for him, you voted for him, many people did, I believe, based upon the harm he was going to inflict on other people. The harm he was going to inflict on other people. Oh, yeah, send them back. Yeah. Whatever all he said. Yeah, that's right. But now that the tables turned and he like, oh, I don't care nothing about that. And the farmers is like, they voted for him, and now he said he don't care nothing about them farmers. He gonna help Argentina. He said he gonna help Argentina. He don't care nothing about the American farmers. That's what he said, and they voted for him. And they losing their farms. He said he don't care. He gonna help Argentina. Now I don't know what him and Argentina got going on over there, but he concerned about helping Argentina. So, Maxine, how many Republicans you know that you talk to? How many you know that you talk to? Because, trust me, people, they're regretting their vote when it comes to what he's doing affecting them. Trust me. Because I'll be like, I shouldn't have did this. If I'd have known this, that, and the other. You can Google it. It was about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, between 2 and 3 weeks ago. You could Google it. It'll come up. You can Google. He was asking a report. He was in a reporter asked him a question, and that was his reference. But they're talking about they need money like how they used to be able to, because when Trump came into office, remember when he did the freeze or something when he first got in office, and he freezed the government funding. They still haven't got money from back then. when he first came in office in January. So they need help from way back then. That's what they're talking about. Because they were getting paid from the government, and they were saying that they haven't received any money from the government. And they were asking the government to tell them that they need money. They need their money that they owe them, and they hadn't paid them. And they were saying, a lot of the farmers were saying they were losing in the on the verge of losing their farms because they don't have any money. Their money comes from the government. It comes from the government, and they, just like the workers, just like the furloughed workers, it's like the farmers work for the government, and a lot of them have contracts directly with the government for chickens and whatever else it might be, and they're not getting their money. Like the furloughed workers, they have not gotten paid this whole time. They have not gotten paid. My friend said that she's supposed to get paid. They're supposed to get paid Thursday, definitely by Friday. And she was like, I don't know if we're gonna get paid. Well, that's before Congress had signed, but they said it'll be a while before things go back to normal. What does that look like for the people that's waiting on their paycheck? What? The people missing from Alligator Alley? I mean, Alcatraz? What is how many Republicans I know got anything to do with what Trump said? You said 10 people. That's not even a full sample size. Of 20 people, how many you said? I wouldn't doubt it, because they made them close it down. They made them close Alcatraz down. It should have never been able to be open anyway. It should have never been able to be open at all. That's crazy. Okay, you said 10. You said 10 Republicans. And I said that's a small size. That's 10 people you know. I'm talking about as a collective. But so yeah, so being that the shutdown is over, when people gonna get their check? Because if you saying, because think about this, okay, Trump signed the paper, things, people go back to work tomorrow or Friday. They supposed to get paid Friday. They more than likely ain't gonna get paid Friday because this is just ending. They gonna get paid, but when? But when, y'all have nothing in common. But it's like, well, when they gonna get paid? So I don't know. But it's a mess. This shutdown has caused a big mess. What does it matter how many Republicans I talk to? It still remains the same, Maxine. It still remains the same. Trump said what y'all think about Trump saying about American don't have any talent, and he's okay with the visas? What y'all think about him saying that? Because MAGA, they were mad with him for saying that. They were mad with Trump because he said there's no talent. I don't know, Maxine. Go back in the chat. That was a long time ago. Go back in the chat and see. I don't remember now. I don't even remember. You gotta go back in the chat and see what we were talking about. But I don't know, y'all. People lives in disarray that work for the government. It's just, they not getting paid, haven't gotten paid. Yeah, they gonna get paid, but when? Um, their life just in limbo, you know? And hopefully they'll get paid before Thanksgiving. Hopefully they'll get paid before then. So that way they'll have, money to be able to buy some food. I don't know, y'all. I think it's just a sad situation for America. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying that people should boycott the stores. They shouldn't even buy Thanksgiving stuff. And they were saying that people should boycott Christmas this year. They shouldn't spend their money this year. I agree. They should boycott. If I had kids, I wouldn't buy nothing for Christmas. If I had kids, look, I feel what? I'd be like, I'll be like, we gonna rewrap the toys y'all already got. That's what we gonna do. I sure will. But they said November something, they actually are like doing a boycott or something. So I'm like, okay, we'll see. Okay. Because you know what, really and truly, like, when you think about Christmas, well, when you think about buying stuff, do you really need all that stuff anyway? You just be looking over there, that just be money, your money just over there, you know? Okay. Okay, Maxine. What's normal Americans, Myers? Tell us what a normal American is. What's a normal American? Because I think it's crazy for y'all to be giving them stores y'all money anyway. Whether you're a normal American or a liberal or a Republican or whatever. I think that's crazy. God fearing. Okay, can you define God fearing? So Myers, define each one of those words for me. Those terms: God fearing, patriotic, and conservative Americans. Can you define those for us so we get a better understanding, please? God fearing. You can start with God fearing first. Oh, I gotta charge my phone, y'all. Well, that's why I want him to explain to us what God fearing. I mean, what that has to do with anything. Patriotic, conservative American. What that's got to do with anything? Cause y'all don't know what God fearing mean. Y'all be saying I'm God fearing. Tell us what it mean. Now, you ain't gonna do that. You ain't even gonna do that, Myers. So you don't know, right? You don't know what God fearing mean. Cause if you did, you would just say it. Just say it. If you what is your definition of God fearing that you feel like the liberals, I guess, that they're not. So can you explain that? Because I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But I want you to, give your point. People who have a true reverence for God. Okay, give an example. How you know the liberals don't? How you know they don't? And now you judging. You know what? Do you know what the Bible say about judging? What does the Bible say about judging? Myers, what did it say? Right. And really, to be honest with y'all, we all want the same thing in life. We want to have a good life. We want to be we want to be healthy. It's called discernment. No, it's not. No, it's not. This called discernment, being God fearing. It's called discernment. You sure about that? I don't agree with that one. No, that wouldn't be that definition. No, right. That's not that definition. God fear, God fearing discernment. Come on, Myers. Come with the next one. What's the next one? Let me see. That ain't even no. No. What's the next one? Patriotic. Okay. How aren't the liberals patriotic? How aren't they patriotic? I just don't understand why. I don't understand why is it that no, you said God fearing. That's we talking about the God fearing. That's what you said. And I said, what would you tell us what that means? Discernment and God fearing don't have nothing to do with each other. Okay. Danielle said, no, King's Day was very patriotic. What you think about that, Myers? No. Okay. What's the next? Patriotic. Okay, let's go with patriotic. How is it that the liberals aren't patriotic? How is that, Myers? How is that they not patriotic? That the liberals aren't patriotic? Because people always talking about, oh, God fearing, God fearing. Okay, tell me what God fearing mean. Okay, give an example. Tell us why they not patriotic. Right, right. What about the patriotic part, Myers? Okay, I think President Trump signed that. Let me see. Um, okay, President Trump signs bill to reopen the government, but it will take time for. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see what they say about these people paycheck. Okay, he. Come on, thing. But it will take time for things to return back to normal. Why is that? Why is that? That means people gonna have to wait longer to get paid. Let me see. Let's see. Um. Okay, so this is what it said, y'all, about it says it will take a while for things to get back to normal. Travelers may continue to experience the shutdown's effects on airports as more than 900 flights in the U.S. were canceled today. So 900 flights were canceled today, y'all. 900 flights today. When food stamp recipients will receive their full benefits will vary by state. So they said that'll vary. Let's see. Looking ahead to next year, the bill that was just signed into law sets up a new funding cliff in Congress until January 30th. So we're gonna be right back here, right back in the same boat because they are not going to vote on the health care bill. So we're gonna be right back here. It'll be another shutdown in January if they don't come to terms with something for the health care bill. Let's see. So yep, so the government shutdown is over, y'all. It's over. People get back to work. People can start back getting paid, and people get their food stamps. I'm glad about the food stamps because people need their food stamps. The senior citizens need their money, their food stamps. The disabled people need their food stamps. Who else? The kids need to eat, especially with school about to be out those few days for Thanksgiving. Okay, well that ain't got nothing to do with discernment. That definition you Google ain't got nothing to do with discernment. That's what Meyer said. He said discernment, but it don't have nothing to do with discernment. But you said it means having a deep respect for God and living by the morals and standards given by God. So if you said that liberals are this, and this, that's not of God. That's not God fearing. That's more like devil fearing. That's not God fearing. Because you said right here, it's the deepest respect for God and living by the morals and standards given by God. That's God. That ain't God. That's somebody, Judas or somebody, right? So while people are quick to say they God fearing and they're a Christian and all of that, but then they talk about the liberals. Or they talking about this or they talking about that. So you're not as good of a person as you think you are. Because when you got to put down other people to lift yourself up, you're not a good person. Nobody said it did have anything to do with healthcare or SNAP or Maxine. Nobody said it had anything to do with that. Nothing at all. Nobody brought healthcare or SNAP up in that conversation. We're talking about something completely different. Completely different on that topic. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks, Maxine. You always come through. You always come through. Thank you. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. But yeah, so things will be coming back. No, I said from what the definition said. First, you said with discernment, so you didn't even know. You didn't even you put discernment with God fearing, and that's not what it means. But from what she Googled and came up with, and Google gave her that, mm, that still don't go with the definition you said, right? We're gonna continue to be divided as a country because people are pitted against you on this side. You think this side is bad. This side think that side is bad. When in actually, it's just don't make any sense. It did not make any sense. It does not make any sense because we all want a job, decent pay, a decent place to live, a decent car to drive, um, decent car to drive, to be healthy, to be safe. So we all want those things. So I really don't get. I don't know. I really don't get why it's constantly like this. And I think one group think they better than the other group. That's what I think. Right, right. That's true. I think it's one group. I think the group over here think they better than this group over here. This group over here think they better than that group over there. And when we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all working for a purpose. We're all working for a purpose to try to make it another day. To try to make it another day. So y'all glad the shutdown is over? Y'all glad about that? That people can actually go back to work and they can start getting their paycheck. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. And what else? I think that's all I had. Yeah, I'm glad it's. I'm really well. The last shutdown that was under Trump, it lasted for 31 days. There's a heaven and hell. There's heaven. There's not a heaven. That's not a heaven or hell. Heaven or hell is actually here on earth. Yeah, I'm glad they getting their Sims too. I'm glad they are. Heaven. So, do you believe that there's a heaven that when you die, you're gonna go to heaven? Myers, you believe that? You believe when you die, you're going up in the sky? You believe that? Or you going at the down on the ground in the hell? Do you really believe that? Huh? It says this is what it say. God fearing mean. It says deeply respecting and reverend God, which involves living in obedience to religious teachings and recognizing God's authority rather than a literal terrified fear. So In other words, it's saying not to fear God. That's what it says. Be obedient. When you're obedient, from my understanding, from what I just read, when you're obedient, you don't have to fear God. That's why God is saying, don't, be in obedience to religious teachings and recognizing God's authority rather than literal terrified fear. So God's saying you don't have to be scared as long as you're being obedient. It implies a desire to live a moral life out of awe for God's belief that God holds them accountable for their actions. So meaning that if you do right, you ain't gotta be scared of God. But you be scared of God when you don't do right. That's what it means. That's really in a nutshell. If you're obedient and you do the will of God, what God say do, how we should live our life and how we should treat people, then. But when you're mean to people, you are don't need to fear God. Just a nasty, evil person, and you being disobedient. Yeah, you need to fear God because that's what God said. It is. Heaven and hell is right here. We living in it. Look at your life. Look at your life. Your life is a reflection of heaven or hell. Ain't no in between. There's no in between. And so many people is living in hell right here on earth. So many people. Because they're disobedient to what God's words say. They're disobedient. And he said if you're obedient to the word, to his word, I didn't say your life was bad or good. I'm just making a point to where if we look at our life and people be like, when I die, I'm going to heaven. You are? No, you're not. Heaven and hell, we living in it right now. You make your hell or your heaven right here on earth by the way you live your life. By the way you live your life. Do y'all agree or disagree? Which one y'all agree? Y'all agree or disagree that you live your life here on earth? You can make your life a living hell, or you can make it heaven. Do y'all agree? Either way. And I got the King James Version. What am I making up? When you die, you not there. You did somebody come back and tell you that they went to heaven or hell? Did somebody die and tell you, came back and told you that they went to heaven or hell? Your heaven and hell is right here on earth. It's right here. You living in it. Whether you want to believe it or not. Nobody's not trying to say your life not good or bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people saying, well, when I die, I'm going to go to heaven. No, you're not going to heaven when you die. You're going in the ground. That's where you're going in the ground. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That's where you're going to be. That's where I'm going to be, in the ground. In the ground. We not going no heaven, y'all. We not. We gonna go in the ground. Your heaven and your hell is right here on earth. It's right here on earth. Right. Right, right. I don't think I'm going no heaven. My heaven right here. My heaven is the life that I make right now. My heaven is the life that I'm obedient to God's word, to his teaching, to the understanding. That's what heaven, that's what it means to be obedient. Well, you could keep thinking that you're going to heaven. That's fine. I ain't trying to sway you. But I'm telling you, you going in the ground. We know that because we could see you go in the ground. We can't see heaven though, but we know the ground, right or wrong. When you die, you go in the ground, or you get cremated. 9 out of 10, you're gonna go in the ground. So when you're buried in the ground, when you go to heaven, when you go to heaven, I'm not lost. I'm speaking the truth. When you die, you go in the ground. When do you ascend to heaven? Myers, when? Do you wait in purgatory or something? I mean, when? Help me understand. Because we can see you being put in the ground. We don't see you going up to heaven on Judgment Day. So you know how many people done died, like since the beginning of time? There's no Judgment Day is right now. Why did Jesus say that? Paradise. I don't know why Jesus said that. So I can't speak for Jesus. I'm speaking on my understanding of what I read from the word. And your paradise is here on earth. You could have a paradise or not have it. You create your paradise. You create your heaven. You create your hell right here on earth. Because when you die and they put you in the ground, it's over. You ain't going nowhere. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Why do you think they say that? You don't go nowhere else. You still be down there. No, well, you say what you want, Myers. But you gonna come back and tell us you went to heaven? I mean, just be honest. Are you? Do you know anybody went to heaven and came back and told people that they went to heaven? Do you know anybody? Because if you know them and they went to heaven and they in heaven right now, no, you don't know anybody? I don't either. I don't know nobody that has died and they went to heaven. I know they went in the ground, but that's it. That's it. So, yeah. But get back to what we were talking about when you said, Myers, when you said about the liberals, that's nasty. That's not becoming of God. You say you're a God fearing person. God wouldn't consider that as being nice. No, I'm not speaking nonsense. I'm speaking truth. Your life is could be either a heaven, a hell on earth. Period. Are you obedient to God's word? Do you do the things that God say do? Do you live the way that God say do on earth? Do you do those things? Are you your brother's keeper? Do you love your neighbor? All those things. Telling the truth to people is a form of real love. Give an example. Give an example. Because No, I would say no. We talking about we talking about I don't even know how we got on this subject. But oh, you talking about the liberals. At the end of the day, if you talking about the liberals on the left, the right, whatever side, that's not becoming of God's word. Right? Would you agree, Myers, or not? That's not becoming of God's word. That's talking about people. That's saying bad things about people. Unkind things about people. That's what they're saying. And that's not nice. You letting me know that I'm speaking nonsense? How am I speaking nonsense? Tell me. Tell me. Put it in the chat. How am I speaking nonsense? Tell me. How's it nonsense? The truth is not unkind. Okay, but you even said that ain't nobody never came back to you and told you that they went to heaven though. So how is what I'm saying is nonsense? How is it that you could talk about the liberals and you still think that you good with God? You not. You not. Not if you talking about the talking about people. Doing good things is not gonna get you in heaven. Doing good things is not gonna get you. Doing good things is not gonna get you in heaven. That is not gonna get you in heaven. Cause it ain't no heaven to get you into. It's right here on earth. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I got you. I got you, Maxine. Okay. Okay. But oh, my throat. But anyway, so the government is open. The workers will be back regularly working, getting paid. Sorry, y'all, some of my throat. Back getting paid. The SNAP recipients, they'll receive their money, and whoever else was affected by the government shutdown, because it was a lot. It was a lot. There was a lot of people affected by the shutdown. A lot of people. And no, you foolish to believe that there's a heaven. Especially when ain't nobody never came back and told you it was. That's foolish. Yeah. That's foolish. When nobody never came back and told you that it's a heaven, that's foolish. But anyway, we're going to move on from that. So, yeah. So, that's that, y'all. So, the government back open. Back to business. Back to business. And that's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I believe too. So, Myers, do you think it's a good thing to talk about people? Do you think that's a good thing to call people names? And you say that you God fearing? Do you think that's good? You think that's cool? You think God okay with that? I talking about the liberals. You think that's cool? God don't think it's cool. He don't think it's cool. See, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, people always want to be talking about God, God this, God that. Yo, Judgment Day is on earth. Judgment Day is right now on earth. That's judgment day. Right now, every day is judgment day. If we're not living by God's word and doing like he say, that he judging us every day. Judgment day right now. I ain't know when you die. What you gonna get judged on when you die? Ain't nothing to judge. You dead. You dead. It don't even matter. You dead. So yeah. Yeah. Period. It's fine to tell them the truth. But what is the truth though that you're telling the liberals, but you're saying these things because it's people you don't like. It's not garbage. Well, when you, well, you know what? It's not garbage. It's not garbage because if God say live by a certain way, but you judging the other side, which is liberals, you said, and you talking about them, that's not godly. You can't say you're a God fearing person when you talking about the people on this side because they not on the side that you're on. That's not godly. That's not godly nowhere. To talk about people because you don't agree with them, or you think that they're whatever because they're not on the same side as you. That's not godly. You better go back. That's why we should repent every day. Because when we talk about people or mistreat people, we should be repenting every day. Because none of that is godly. Although you might think it is, but read your word. That's not. You must be able to distinguish good from evil. So you saying the liberals are evil? Is that what you're saying? So he gonna raise all them dead people. Everybody not gonna die at the same time though. Think about that. Everybody's not gonna die at the same time, y'all. My phone about to die. Everybody not gonna die at the same time. There's no way everybody gonna. That mean you'll wipe the whole face of life away. That's not gonna happen. So when is all this gonna take place? When is it all gonna take place? So he gonna raise certain groups of the dead. He gonna raise this group from the beginning up until here. That's when you really think about and process it, it really doesn't make a lot of sense the way that is written. Because that would mean everything would have to be wiped out. You know, right? That'd be like, and then what is he raising? Think about that. What is God raising? He talking about right now while we're living. He talking about our everyday. We're being judged every day. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why we should repent and ask God for forgiveness every day. That's the judgment that he's talking about. Jesus never left. He right here. He right here right now. So he never left. That's the judgment. Every day we're judged based upon our actions for that day. We judge every day. So we gonna wait to be judged when we die? That don't make sense when you process that. It does not make sense, y'all. So I gotta die to be judged. But while I'm here on earth, I can do everything I want to do and not be judged. That doesn't make logical sense. So I gotta die, and now I don't know when I'm gonna be raised from the dead to be judged. I don't even remember what all I did at that point. So that means he gonna have a chalkboard and say, "On this day you did." I'm like, and then I'm not even a whole body. I'm not a person. Y'all, do you get it? I didn't say he was. Jesus. It's a spirit. It's a spirit. Do you not agree that Jesus, God, whichever, is a spirit? It's a spirit that lives amongst us. The spirit lives amongst us. Is a belief. Jesus is not gonna be no human. That's what I'm saying. How we gonna go there? You know what? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do my best to be a good human while I'm alive, and I'm gonna ask for forgiveness every day because I am a human, and I do stuff, I say stuff. So I'm gonna repent every day while I'm on earth. I'm not waiting till I die and talking about going to heaven. And who said it was heaven? Heaven in the sky? Do right every day. Don't wait for heaven. Do right every day. Treat people good every day. Be respectful to people every day, even if you don't agree with them. Even if you don't agree with them. Stop calling people names. Stop disliking people because of the color of their skin. Stop doing this, stop doing that. Because that's not of God. That's of Lucifer, of Satan, the devil, all them people, them kin people. Right. Okay, so Jesus walked the earth as a human. Okay. They crucified him. He died and was resurrected, then ascended into heaven. Heaven in the sky, right? So where Jesus at in the sky? He just sitting there? They're heaven right now. We in heaven or hell right now. Our lives. Think about people that you know, and right. Think about people that you know. Think about their lives, right? And think about how they just be going through stuff. They alcoholics, drug addicts, say whatever, whatever. Their life is a mess. They a mess on earth. On earth, they're living in hell. Their life is just it's just wasteful in many ways, whatever that look like for them. Then you got these group over here. They appear to be living like, oh, you like heaven on earth. Your life good. You look good. Da, da, da. So that's what they mean by heaven and hell on earth. You're not going to heaven, so y'all can stop. And for one, you ain't going to heaven because you over here calling people names. God keeping a record of that. Jesus too. You calling people names. You don't like people because of their skin color. You've been doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. You think don't nobody know, but God know. God know. What else? You treat people bad. You disrespectful. God knows. So you could try to tell us that you God fearing, but God know the truth. He know the truth. So don't think you gonna get into heaven and you've been a horrible person on earth. How you gonna get into heaven? I gotta get my charger, y'all. How you gonna get into heaven and you've been horrible on earth? How that work? Let me get my charger. Now tell me how that's gonna work out for you. You've been horrible on earth. You've been horrible on earth, but now you think, oh shoot, oh dang, I gotta plug my phone up, y'all. Hold on. Oh man, it's gonna take my internet. Oh, one second. I need to send you. Oh, here you go. I ain't gonna be on that much long because I gotta go to bed. Had to charge it up. Yeah, but you know God watching you. You say you God fearing. He say he's not telling the truth. He's not. Well, I'm a sub obsessed with skin color. I'm not obsessed with skin color. No, I was giving you examples of things that people do, and they say that they God fearing or they're a Christian or something. Those were examples, and they'll say they're a Christian, and things like that. Those were examples. I'm not liking people because of their skin color, because they're a woman, because they this, because they that. Are you just a mean, nasty person? And God, He sees all of that. Those were examples. Yeah, everybody do argue what color God's skin is. He even in the mix with he even in the mix. Was yeah, he even in the mix. So God say you got me in that mess. Y'all don't put skin complexion, skin color on me, hair texture and everything. So what the point is, if you be obedient while you on earth, okay? I'm not gonna take a chance till I'm going to heaven. I'm gonna do right to the best of my ability while I'm on earth. While I'm on earth, I'm gonna do good. And if I don't do good that day, I'll just ask God to forgive me. I'll repent. That's what you should be doing anyway, repenting every day. Cause we gonna sin every day about something. We gonna sin, so repent. Repent on earth. Don't wait till you going to heaven. No, repent while God can hear you. Yeah, it really, for real though, for real. You be like, Jesus was Asian. Jesus was. Oh, all right, y'all. Did y'all enjoy the live tonight? Did y'all enjoy it? I haven't did live in a minute, but I'm gonna try to go back to doing live each night. Well, maybe every other night till I could get maybe a few nights a week that I'm gonna go back to start doing live. Excuse me, y'all. You know he was Jewish. Okay, okay. Well, they say Jesus had hair like wool too, so that means he was African. That's what they say. Then the white men say he was white. That's all the Jesus pictures you see of a white man with long hair. I don't believe Jesus was white. He couldn't have been white. He just couldn't have been white. Not when they say he was a Jew. So it's so many it's so many Jesus it's so many Jesuses out here, it ain't even funny. They got Jesus hair like wool. They got Jesus with the part in the middle, um, with his hair. I think he got a part in the middle, or his hair going back. They got Jesus as a Jew. They got Jesus. They got Jesus all kind of nationalities. The only thing I haven't heard he was Asian. I haven't heard that, but they got Jesus all kind of in all categories. They say he was a Jew because he was over there in that land. So we don't even know nothing about Jesus. We only know what the books say. We don't know if all that's true. Because y'all know what I was thinking though, for real? I was like, who took all these notes back then? Who took all these notes? And how much of it is true? Yeah, yeah. You say his body, in his resurrected body, his hair was like white wool. Okay, that means he was African. It was like wool. He was African. Jesus was African. He was African, period. Yeah, but the white man made Jesus white. But Jesus never was white. We don't know what Jesus was, but I don't think Jesus was white. I think Jesus was more on the brown complexion. That's what I think. Because, it'd be hot over there in that desert if he was over there. So, I don't think he was white, though. Because if he would have been white, no, I don't think Jesus was white. I don't think Jesus had a color. Because Jesus didn't even have a color. Because Jesus didn't have a color. I ain't going to put no color on Jesus because I don't know. But what I do know, ain't no heaven or hell. I do know that. Because when you bury, you buried in the ground. And if they go back and dig your body up, you're going to still be in the ground. He was born to a Jewish mom in Nazareth. Nazareth. Did you see the birth? Did you see the birth? I'm not believing nothing unless I saw with my own eyes. I'm not going by what nobody say about nothing. If I don't see it with my own eyes, I'm not going to go for it. I ain't going for it if I ain't see it with my own eyes. And I didn't see his mama give birth. I'm not going for it. Because, and this another thing. Who wrote this, they was everywhere. One person was everywhere. One person was everywhere. That's not humanly possible. Unless he was a spirit just floating around too. Think about that. Think about it. How is one person getting all this information during that time? Jesus was here, Jesus was there, Jesus was back there, Jesus was across town. Jesus had done went to 5 other places. Oh, now you say Middle Eastern look. The white people say he was white. The black people say he was African. Who else say he was? Oh, then the Jewish people say he was Jewish. What? We don't know what Jesus was. We don't know what Jesus was. But we know Jesus is a spirit now. He a spirit now. And ain't no way Jesus been in them clouds that long, y'all. Jesus ain't been up there in them clouds that long. Jesus said, I'm telling you. No, but I'm saying think about it. Because Jesus was all over the place. Jesus was everywhere. So how, okay, 4 people. How 4 people following Jesus around everywhere? Jesus just hopping like a bunny. He everywhere. So one person here, one person. Do you think the whole Bible is factual? Or do you think they is like they added their stuff in there, whoever wrote it? So I'm just saying, y'all. I mean, yeah. So Jesus went everywhere. How Jesus went everywhere? How he went everywhere? Jesus didn't stay in one place. Jesus did not stay in one place. He was all over the place. Jesus was all over the place. Would you agree? Would you agree that Jesus, he was all over the place? Yes or no? Hey, Aubrey. Okay. Aubrey agree, and she just came. Because Jesus was one place here, then they got in the Bible, he was somewhere else, then they got in the Bible, he was somewhere, then he was just all around. He was in the boat with the fish. Then he had the wine. He turned the water into wine. He was in the he did that. Then he was somewhere else. Then Peter betrayed him. Oh, they were over there. It betrayed him for the rooster crowed. So that was a different place. So Jesus was all over the place. Oh. Oh yeah, Noah's Ark. And then what else we got? It's so much. It's a lot. So you telling me Jesus was just in one place? No, Jesus just them like 4 different places. Oh, he parted the Red Sea. That's another place. So Jesus was everywhere. So who was all these people that was getting all this information for Jesus? Oh yeah, Moses. Thank you. I mean, Moses parted the Red Sea. Okay, that's okay. It wasn't Jesus, it was Moses. Who got that information? Who got that information? Who got the information? A lot. The pillar of salt. Who got that information? What else? Who got the information for Noah's Ark? We put the animals on all the animals on there. Who got that information? So it's like, who was all these? How was all this different stuff that was going on? They were able, so they met up and they put all this stuff together. So I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all. That's all. I'm just trying to figure it out. Y'all don't be thinking about that like that. Y'all don't think about like, dang, Jesus was everywhere. Like, how did these people How was these people able to get all this information that Jesus? And the issue of blood, the lady with the issue of blood, the blind man that he made see again. Who all these people around Jesus like that to where they writing all this stuff down? Okay, but we talking about Jesus stuff too. So how did they get like to know all these? Because these are all different events at much different times. We talking about Jesus that occurred. So like how did they get? How were they able to get all of this with all these different things that occurred in different places? That's what I be thinking about. Like, how you know Jesus did that? How you know that? Well, you just so have so that's what I be thinking about. Stories not facts. So yeah. So with that being said, the stories not facts. It kind of make you question like how much of the Bible is true. How much of it is true? How much of it is factual? Because when you really think about it, you're like, wait a minute. If Jesus was right here, he was doing this, but then they got Jesus over here with the lady at the well, the issue of blood. Then they got him with the blind man over here. So it make you think like, how much of this is true? Yeah, but how much of what? But I'm just saying, if you just think about it, how much it really make me think like how much of the Bible is really true, based upon what? Based upon the four what Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, how much of what they said is actual true events that happen. That's my point. That's my point. Like how much of it is really, how much of the Bible is true? We don't know. We have no idea. We don't. But I mean, you saying that, Myers. But when you really think about it, how much of it is truth? How that how much of it is really true? No, I'm not doubting. I'm just making a point. Like it's a book of stories. It's a book of stories, and in that book of stories, how many of those stories are factual? That's my point. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. I'm just saying like how many are factual because they are stories. Would you agree or disagree that they are stories in the Bible? Would you agree, Maxine, that they are stories? And so it's like, okay, if they're stories, we all could tell stories about something that happened. Tell a story about something that happened. But is it the true story? Is it the truth of what really happened? Because by the time I tell my story, you tell your story, and on, they gonna change up. No story gonna be the same. So that's my point. So that's why I be thinking sometimes like I be like, well, there are stories. How much of the stories are actual factual stories, or are they stories that whomever came up with. They are stories. Why wouldn't they be stories? Myers, why wouldn't they be stories? Why would you say they're not stories, rather? They've been recorded. They are stories, Myers. How are they not stories though? Mm. Okay. Okay. Okay, Daniel. Oh, excuse me, y'all. So Myers said they're not stories. They stories. Because someone else is telling it. It's a story that someone else is telling on behalf of what they say happened. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? If I tell you something, it's a story. I'm telling you something about something. That makes it a story. You don't know how true it is that what I'm telling you. So you just basing that is true and factual based on what I tell you. Right? Right. Right. So yeah, that's the way I think about when I think about the Bible. I process it like, okay, who was telling the stories? Which I know who was telling the stories, but are the stories true? Are they true? Or did someone come up with the stories as a guide for us as people, us as humans to live by? Is that what happened? That's what I be thinking. That's what I be thinking. Do y'all sometimes think like that? Because that's what I be thinking sometimes. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. I agree with that, what you say. Because think about it. Y'all know a snake can't talk, right? You know a snake can't talk. So if a snake can't talk, how is the snake talking in the Garden of Eden if the snake can't talk? Huh? Think about that, y'all. If the snake can't talk, how was the snake talking in the Garden of Eden? Hmm? Work with me. Work with me. How was the snake talking? If a snake don't talk, how was it able to talk when they was in the Garden of Eden? Huh? Okay, okay, work with me. Work with me. How was they able to talk? Y'all ain't saying nothing. If a snake can't talk, how was a snake able to talk in the Garden of Eden? Tell me that. Tell me that. And we ain't seen a snake talk since. We ain't seen a snake talk since. So, I mean, do you get an understanding of what I'm saying when I say about like how much of it is true? Because we know a snake can't talk. We know that. we're gonna talk about this subject again tomorrow because, well, another day, because I'm sure they'll have something crazy going on tomorrow after he signed the bill. I mean, I'm sorry, signed the for the government to open back up. I can't see. I ain't got my glasses on, y'all. he was in. he was being out of order. That's what she was doing. She was out of order. He was way out of order. And then talking about the snake was talking. Like, can't no snake talk. We all know that a snake cannot talk. What's tomorrow? Thursday? But we know that snake can't talk, right? So have we come to terms that the snake can't talk? So how is that if the snake can't talk? How is the snake able to talk? Huh, Maxine? How is the snake able to talk if the snake can't talk? Can you help us out with that? Cause I'm still trying to figure that one out. Cause I'm still trying to figure it out. I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't see. But Maxine, can you help us out with that one? How the snake, um, What's disturbing, Maxine? The fact that to think different, that's disturbing. To think differently, it's just something to give you something to think about. Just because you think one way, that don't mean that it's the right way. And because I think one way don't mean it's the right way. Hold on, I can't see. Let me finish braiding my hair. Give me a minute. I agree. I agree. It could go in either way. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, did you all enjoy the live tonight? Did y'all enjoy it? Yes or no? I had to braid my hair up because I'm getting ready to hit the sack. So I got to get up early for work. Oh, shoot. Okay, I appreciate that. Everybody good? Everybody good? We had about 10 different, we had about 10 different topics. We started out with one topic and it just went on from there. It just went on from there. Started one topic and it just went on, which is okay. You know what? I want us to get back to, you know how we used to have the discussions and stuff, but I've been busy with working, and I said I want to get back to doing the lives. It's because with everything that's been going on up there at the White House. Okay, okay, Maxine. Okay, okay. But I said I was gonna get back to doing the lives because I used to do lives every day. Every day, like a couple. Sometimes I would do 2, 3 lives in one day. So I really want to get back to doing the live, and I just have to get my schedule together where I can actually get that taken care of. Um, but I'm glad y'all enjoyed the live. I enjoyed seeing y'all back. For the people that came back, I will. I think I'll probably do a live tomorrow, Thursday. I'll probably do a live tomorrow as well. Once we get caught up on what's going on in DC tomorrow. After the signing of the after the signing of the, let me see what they said. Hold on, y'all. Let me see where it's at now. Well, I think Trump signed the. Let's see. Okay, so yep, that's all done. Now, y'all, this just a short term bill. It's just a short term bill. It ain't no final nothing. It's just a short term bill until January 30th. Until January 30th. And I think we're gonna be right back here January 30th. That's what I think. Because them healthcare prices go up as much as they going up now. Yeah, we all in this mess together. Whether you want to believe it or not, we are all in this mess together. And that's just what it is. A mess. And it's okay if you voted for who you voted for. It is perfectly okay who you voted for. That's your right to vote for whoever you vote for. You know? Can't nobody stop you from your right. If that's who you chose, you chose. You know? And like they say, elections have consequences, which everything has a consequence, you know? Everything have consequences. And we just have to deal with it. We just have to deal with it, whatever it is. You know? That's the way I feel. That's the way I see it. I'm trying to braid my hair like kind of coming loose. Well, I really enjoyed you all. I'm so glad that we had a great discussion tonight. Um, like I said, I will start back to doing the lives. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this braid together. Okay. And I will start back to doing the lives. Because I really enjoy the lives. And thank y'all for joining and coming. Make sure that you all go back and watch the videos that's on the page, because it's a lot of videos. It's a lot of videos on the page, cooking videos, just a whole array of different videos that I'm pretty sure you will like, because it's so many different ones. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the content as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Need a stronger candidate running against. Yeah, I agree. Definitely needs a stronger candidate. I believe if it would have been a man, Trump wouldn't be in office. If it was a man, he wouldn't be in office right now. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. But hey, I don't know. I'm just, I'm just, I'm just. Yep. That's what I believe. If a man would have ran against him, I don't think he would have won. If another man would have ran, but because it was a woman, and a lot of people don't think women should be in that type of role of power, you know, that hurt women, and it's been like that since the beginning, where people think women aren't whatever their reasons are. But I really believe if another man would have ran against Trump, that he wouldn't have won. I said that from after the election. I'm like, if it was a man, yep, he wouldn't have won. That the other candidate would have won. But y'all, I'm about to go because it is 11:42 Eastern time, and I'm about to go get in the bed because I got to get up early so I can get out there and get these passengers. But thank y'all. But I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Yeah, I agree with you, Maxine. Oh gosh, yeah, Vance, yeah, Vance. Oh no, yeah, yeah, he'll be. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. What say, David? I don't know what you put right there, but yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to go, and I will be back tomorrow night. We'll do another live. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on what, but all right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much. Okay, I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and y'all have a good night, and see y'all tomorrow. Okay, bye, y'all. Good night. Oh, I'm trying to turn it off, y'all. Oh wait, let me get closer. Oh. You could tell I flipped the camera. That's what I did. You could tell I ain't been on here. Oh, up in the corner. All right, y'all. Good night. You could tell I ain't been on here in a while.